पीछे जाओ
साइड में
वो आगे आगे ये लोग को
Can you stop seeing? Can you come back?
फोटोग्राफर होता है ये
ये वाले पे आ जाओ, ये वाले
मैम आपको मैम आपको
क्या होता है
हाँ उनको भी इनको भी देना
इसको इधर में और इसको
I am so sorry.
जो बैठे हैं ना
Obviously,
जो सॉरी बोल रहे हैं
has only 2 stores, one in Bombay and one in Delhi. So there's a great emphasis on artistic design. There's a great emphasis on creativity. Zoya is proud right now today to present its our collection, which is Zoya Masterpieces. And before going forward, I'd like to invite Jitendra Kiryani, who is the regional head for Zoya, to say a few words about our new collection.
Thank you, Ritika. So, basically, first of all, I would like to thank the panel for being here, for introducing our new collection.
अरे यार वो आगे वाली भी आ रही है
Thank Daphne also for collaborating with us on the moves of Spanish flamingo dancers, and it ends up in the oldest living city, that is Banaras. And these inspirations we have transformed and made it into exquisite jewelry, which are decked up with precious stones and best diamonds, and set in the purest form of gold. So we are delighted to invite everyone and thank everyone for joining us here today. And I would tell Ritika to take over. Thanks.
Thank you.
देता है आराम से सुना
अरे क्या कर रहे हैं
Okay, so what we're going to do is we are going to call the press that is here. We're going to do a few questions and then we're going to ask you to just if you could move back, so you get your frames and you get your questions on that.
बोल नहीं हो
And so
रहा
that the guests
क्या
can
कर रहे हो
also see what's going on.
मेरा तो फ्रेम तो सेट
So like I said, thank you, Jeet. We're ready to begin our panel discussion. We have 3 very versatile women. I've been reading up on your bios and I'm extremely awestruck.
हाँ एक को बोला एक
And yeah, it's quite.
Will you be quiet?
हार्दिक हार्दिक
हार्दिक
Gulnanak is an actor, activist, entrepreneur who's well known for choice of films that have both received critical acclaim and commercial success. And she's a frontline lady for gender justice, gender equality, and issues like that. And adding a dimension to her many roles, Gul has recently added the tag of entrepreneur. Very formally, she's opened a new production house. It's called Figure Lot Productions, and they're doing great stuff in travel documentaries and more. There's also a fitness app that Gul's recently launched. It's called MobiFit, and it's meant for people like me to get us off the couch and running 5 kilometers in just a few weeks. I'm waiting for the iOS version. It's out. There you go. And now, of course, Gul brings to India her latest venture, which is Daphne, which is a brush which promises straightening of hair in just a few minutes instead of the hours that it takes in a salon. It is very exciting. Gul has convinced me with her passion and her trials of the product that it is the thing that is the hottest trend in the hair care market right now. So so we are here and we're discussing trends in life, beauty and style for women on the go. And Sapna Bhavnani is our next panelist, and she also has a very wide canvas. It's quite incredible. She's that is painted with many avatars, from that of a celebrity stylist, an actor, a director, a producer. Sapna has activism with PETA and women's issue. So there's a very, this is, I think they epitomize the women of today. And there's Shruti Seth. Shruti has been a model, VJ and actor, and she's created an unforgettable imprint on celluloid memory with her roles as Fatima and Pana and Tara Rampam and Prakasha as Rajniti. What's really impressive is that Shruti is also a mother, and now she's juggling together. She told me it's double, the effort when you're a mother to do all this. I personally feel it's like 800 times. So I'm of course very impressed with what Shruti does. Shruti is now hosting Comedy Nights Bachao. Again,
Shruti has a 6-pack.
Shruti has a 6-pack, which is okay, so unbelievable. So welcome to all 3 of you again. When we were discussing a title for the panel, we talked about how women today are multitasking and doing so much more than ever before. And so Gul, let's begin by asking you, since we are discussing trends, what do you think has been the biggest change for the urban woman today?
I think the urban woman today is no longer subscribing to a set idea of how she should look, A, and B, for who she should look the way she looks. So traditionally, we've talked about women celebrating themselves on their special day, for their special one. Today, it's all about doing what you do for yourself. And I think that's the biggest trend that we're seeing today in the larger beauty, fashion, hair space. Women who are empowered, women who feel that they live along with their families and the various duties that they fulfill, like yourself and Shruti does. But I think a large part of the focus is also shifting towards celebrating yourself. So I want to wear a nice dress because I want to look good for me, right? I think that's a concept that's beginning to gain a lot of traction in India, and I think it's fantastic. It's high time we put ourselves on a pedestal and didn't always relegate ourselves to perhaps the lowest priority in our lives.
I think that's very valid, and sometimes I think your life is a description of having made choices that really. How you feel that may have been, more reflective in society today, or how you think things are changing?
I think, I think women are completely changed, next level. I mean, even in the salon every day, you see them coming, and in the beginning, they used to come with their boyfriends or husbands, and who would dictate their look, and make sure they tell the stylist, just cut this much and that much. And now you see them coming on their own and dictating what they want to look like. So it's really fantastic to see that. But what's happening now is that they're coming with their boyfriends and dictating what their boyfriend should look like. So, or husbands, yeah, exactly. So, I don't know about that trend, because I feel like that's good, but in a way it's gender equality. So if you don't want that to happen to women, maybe we don't want that to happen to men.
May I come in for a second here? See, I agree with you and I respect that, Sapna. But when the pendulum has been held to one side for so long, it's bound to swing wildly before it finds the balance. So yes, that's a very interesting thing actually. I never thought of it like that.
But I feel like I also come from a household where the man, like back in the day, and how we've been talking about, the man wearing the pants, but I feel like almost every person that I know will vouch that their mother always wore the pants in the house. So I don't know, like my mom, I don't think my dad even wore underwear, to be honest. She was that much in charge, you know what I mean? So to see that in the salon, it's quite sweet. I mean, women saying, listen, I like my man, which is also great that men listen, like I like my man with long hair, don't make it short. Okay, great. So I think it's really good to see this trend, and it's really good that every day at least like some 5 women come and just hack off their hair, because I think in India, that is considered the most liberating thing ever, because we're so obsessed with long hair, and men love their women with long hair. I think it's almost a rebellion that's happening, that women just coming and saying, if this is what defines me as an Indian woman, then I don't want it, and let it go. So it's kind of nice to see that happening.
That's increasingly happening. I think in urban cities there was
a
little while ago that women were really saying that.
But it's not just urban cities. I mean, I just went to visit Banaras, and you will be amazed that there was an 80-year-old grandma also who came up to me and said, it's so liberating for me to see a woman like you. So it's this myth that people think that this is just a city thing. Like I've adopted a village in Maharashtra. I go there every weekend. They don't really, my hair color changes every weekend. I don't know. I don't dress up in a kurta only because I'm in a village, so I have to wear a kurta. I don't do that. I wear what I wear on a normal basis. And they're not really like that concerned or scandalized. So we don't give these people enough credit. We think that people in villages are not as progressive as people in cities, and I really beg to differ. I think they're more progressive even in their clothing. I mean, look what the women wear such short cholis and nobody really looks at them in a bad way, This is more of a city thing, I feel.
Shruti, for you, what would be your take in terms of just urban women and trends? And
Well, taking
women on the go. I wouldn't say urban. I just mean, I think
from what I'm the conclusion I'm reaching is that every woman is a woman on the go because women seem to be very busy all the time.
Actually,
So-
taking Sapna's words a little further, I genuinely believe that women make the world go round. Absolutely, 100%. Our lives are held together by the women in the house. The men probably, now even that's changing, the men just earn money. That's all they do. But the lives are held together. The kids are raised, the kids are educated, the kids are taught culture and tradition only by the women. And now the women have also taken the charge of bringing home the bacon. So the one thing that the men had has also been taken away from them. But I can tell you with absolute certainty that in my house, whether it's my parents' home or currently my home with my husband, if my father is not in a position to earn money, my mother can double up and help him. But if my mother is not around, my dad wouldn't know anything about how to raise his kids, how to run his house, how to put food on the table. He'll have no idea. So honestly, all that men ever could do and can do is earn money. Women make the world go round.
Yeah. Well, this is certainly, the men really are very not represented on this panel, and I think it's a very.
I don't see any men,
strong. That's what I said.
You just
Very-
call women on the panel, it says something, doesn't it?
So in terms of, we were talking about, because Zoya is such an artistic brand and Daphne is also this new thing that, is such a revolution in the haircare market. We've been talking about beauty and style and things like that, but good. In the urban context, how, and with women sort of expressing themselves in such a unique way, which is very, for example, if I take Sapna's life, and Sapna, we've done so many different things, whether it's been an activist or whether it's you've been a singer or whatever. And with Gul being an activist and being, taking on these different roles that you've taken on as an entrepreneur, with you, Shruti, taking on the films and things you've done, with you sort of choosing, what you want to do, how important is grooming? And where does it fit in into the time that you spend in a day? Like Gul said initially, it was only about that special day or that special time that you were really focusing on. How do you think this is changing?
Okay, I'll go first. I genuinely feel that, in doing all the things that women do, whether it's being at home, looking after your kids, making sure that the household is taken care of, or you're at work, you're being a big business tycoon, you're being an entrepreneur, an activist, whatever multiple roles that women play at the same time, one tends to forget that at the bottom of it all, the most important person is you. We tend to lose sight of that because we get so caught up in all the other duties that we're playing that we forget that, okay, you know what, even I'm important in my life. And if it means something as simple as making sure my hair is alright, or I'm wearing a nice pair of earrings because they make me feel pretty, I think that time that you spend in grooming yourself is just a way of telling yourself that, listen, I love you too. It's not just my kids, it's just not my husband or my mother or my father or my job or whatever. I love you too. I want to make sure that when you look at yourself in the mirror, you feel a sense of happiness. I'm not for vanity. Actually, I am for vanity. I do believe that people should why look good when you can look great. I always believe that. So I feel just the fact that you stop for those few moments in the day, something as simple as braiding your hair, or like I said, putting on a nice piece of jewelry. If it just makes you feel that, okay, in a 24-hour day, I can spare that much time just for myself. So I think, having said that, I think it's essential for women to do at least that little bit for themselves. And of course, time being of the essence, one realizes that you may not have time to go and sit at a salon, take an appointment, go chill, unless you know Sapna Bhavnani, then, she'll kind of squeeze you in. You can pull a few strings, but otherwise, in the middle of all the mayhem that happens in each woman's day, you're like, "Arey, baal nahi bane, chalo koi baat nahi, I'll just tie a bun and I'll get out. Oh, I haven't forgotten to wear my rings. Oh, I forgot to put on some earrings." I'm always leaving the house having forgotten something. So, I think it's important when you find these quick tools to sort of make yourself feel a little good or give yourself that little ego boost. It only adds to the day.
And it's scientifically proven, right? That's what Gul and I were speaking about, that it does a lot for your confidence in the way you feel about yourself. So, Gul, with this whole thing, with you being so active on social media and things like that, where do you think vanity, as you said, and the selfie thing, the whole selfie culture, the whole social media culture, with with the trends of, you know, beauty, style and looking, and the urban woman today, how do you think that fits in?
I think
Or what is the role it plays?
To use the traditional word for it, Shringar is still a very important part of every woman's life. But I think for women on the go, which is what all of us are, it's not what makes up most of their day. I think looking good is important because A, it makes you feel good, and B, it's like as Shruti said, why look good when you can look great? But I think the point that we're trying to make, all of us, is that this about being today is largely about doing all of that in the shortest possible time, because we packed up plates so much that for me, if I haven't figured out what I'm wearing tomorrow morning, this evening, there's no way on earth I'm going to be able to be all coordinated. I mean, I figured out I was wearing this dress in the morning. So if I had to just open my closet and look at it and say, oh my God, what am I going to wear? I would probably just throw on a pair of jeans like I always do. The point I'm making is the shortage of time, rather the number of roles we play and the number of things we do, are actually squeezing the Shringar or the make yourself look good or dress up time dramatically. And anything that helps you in achieving that look, or anything that helps you being presentable or looking great and makes it happen quickly without taking too much of a toll on your time, is a great tool. I mean, which is why when, for me, with my first entrepreneurial venture, which was setting up MobiFit, it's a company that makes fitness apps. I think the idea behind that was women want to do something for their bodies and their health, but maybe they don't have the time to go to the gym, because today going to the gym means going to the gym, being in the gym, coming back from the gym, so it's a lot of time. Whereas the one device that we all never let go of today is our phone. So if there could be a fitness solution that you could find that could be in your phone as an app, it would be great. So we have a couple of apps. Of course, First Run, our running app, is India's highest downloaded health and fitness app. We have a couple other apps coming up which are focusing on strength, flexibility, and other aspects of fitness. But the idea was to make your time productive, to be able to do what you do in your whole day in a manner which doesn't take a big toll on your time. And I've never been someone who's been pressured to look a particular way. In fact, I've been more of a contrarian, that maybe if I'd spent some more effort and time in dressing up, my life would have been very different. But I only started doing that a couple of years ago because I have tools now. So I came across this product which emancipated me. It liberated me from the whole chore, as Shru said. You know, sometimes your hair's dirty, you just tie a bun and go, because you know if you wash it, then you have to get a blow dry. So I think Daphne has completely changed my life. It's something that I go with, it's in my bag, and I'm no longer salon dependent. I mean, I know it's not great news for salons, but the point I was trying to make was, it really is about liberating myself and doing that Shringar aspect in even a shorter time with greater results. Multitasking.
I think that's really relevant, where you have, you know, this shortage of time and using your time better. Even what you do in that salon, if you have 3 hours, and what you spend that 3 hours on your, you know, doing other things like getting a great cut or whatever it is. So you could use that better. So I think that's always interesting.
We can actually tell Sapna that maybe she can use the Daphne brush, because she'll be able to do that many people's hair that much faster. So what she could do with just 2 people, now she can do with 4 people.
I'm sure.
No, but I mean, I completely agree with you guys. I think my salon is probably the only salon in India, or if not world, that does not sell products. We don't sell hair products. So if we don't sell hair products, we're not going to convince you to buy products, because we're not salespeople, we're here to cut your hair. And the motto of my salon has always been that if you spend more than 5 minutes on your hair on a daily basis, then you need to get a job or a life, whichever is easy. Whichever is easiest for you, please get that. But if you spend more, unless you're, of course, in the entertainment industry and you have a team of hair, makeup, blah, 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 people who are doing your hair, that's different. But on an everyday basis, if you spend more than 5 minutes on your hair, please. It's like not even acceptable.
I'm making that appointment as well.
Yeah, that's why we from the very beginning, I was the person doing a rickshaw drive. We wouldn't even blow dry it. We were like, it's a rickshaw drive where we blast dry your hair and you see what your hair would look like after a rickshaw ride. Because that's where women on the go are. We're taking rickshaws and trains. And you want to make sure your hair looks good after that. And if it still looks good, it's a good haircut.
Well done, Sapna.
Yeah, so this is what my invention was. It was called the rickshaw dryer, and everybody still asks for the rickshaw dryer because it's just a blast dryer. So that's. But another thing, like we were talking about getting groomed on a daily basis. I say that, but for me, I'm an early riser. I wake up at 6 in the morning. I go to work at 1. Now, when I wake up at 6, from 6 to 11, I don't really speak. I don't do anything. But when I know now it's coming time for me to go to the salon, which is a very, it's a very social place to work because you have to talk. And even if you don't want to talk, your client will make sure that you talk. So you have to talk, right? So when I keep silent till 11, and then when I know, okay, now it's 2 hours till I have to talk, I start talking to my cats, I start talking to my plants, and slowly I get into the mood. But when I start grooming, I feel for me, grooming is more like an armor that I put on as a woman. Even if my boyfriend is at home, I kick him out of my room. I don't even allow my cats in my room. It's something that I like to do on my own time. And I take my time, even though I'm doing nothing. I'll just sit in front of the mirror and just stare at myself. I'm doing nothing, but it's all part of my grooming because it is that layer that I add on slowly. Then 5 minutes I'll do this. Then I'll put one lens, and sometimes these lenses, man, what the heck is that? Why can't Daphne come up with a 5-second lens? I've just started putting these things in my eyes because I hate wearing glasses. I get too hot wearing them. And it takes me literally 45 minutes to wear 2 lenses. So my grooming time is definitely 2 hours. Because I take my time and put one kajal, okay, stop, next. So I like to take my time only because I put on layers. So by the time 1 o'clock comes and I get to the salon, I put on so much armor, I can take talking for next 40 hours. And then I go back, go to sleep, silence when I wake up. So this is my routine, you know. So I guess everyone their own. But I must say that Gul did send me the Daphne and I used it in the salon. And let me tell you who the first client was. It was a man. Yes. And the man had just cut his hair, so it's short in the back but long on top, which is a big trend for men. And he had wavy hair, and he wanted a straightish blow dried, not focus straightened look. And I used the Daphne on him, and he loved it. So I want you to know, so see, these are things you would only find out in the salon. It's not just a woman product, and it's a man product too. And then the woman saw the man use it, so the woman said, oh, let me use it. I want to try. And that's how yesterday we've just been in the salon trying the Daphne. It really helped me a lot because I was like, do your own blow dry, dude. It's awesome. You don't even do the rickshaw dry. Just do your own thing. Do your own thing. I'll see you later. Yeah, I'm done.
That's really interesting. I'm going to open it up. If anyone has any questions or would like to ask the panel any questions, we have about 5 minutes for 1 or 2 questions. Hardik says what? Men say no to women wearing... Men have nothing to say because of the women wearing pants. Oh, okay. Hardik, I somehow cannot believe that about you. But having said that, any other questions?
I think there's a lot of guests behind the cameras. I'm going to request the camera friends, let them see what's happening, please.
You can leave your frames and just move to the side.
We can just move to the side. There are people at the back as well. Please.
Let's see.
Yeah, I'm still waiting for you guys to move, please.
You can just move to the
There's
side.
people
for just
behind
2
you
minutes
as
so that
well.
the people behind can see.
You can leave your cameras.
Leave
But
your
if you could
cameras
move
on.
to the left and the right.
You could move to the side just a bit so that the people behind can see.
प्लीज इफ यू कुड द पीपल पीछे बैठे हैं बेचारे प्लीज आप अपने कैमरे को छोड़ दीजिए आप बैठ जाइए थैंक यू सो सॉरी आपको मैंने तकलीफ दी सॉरी हाँ जी
देखिए अब आप तो मतलब ये चिट्ठा खोल देंगे तो हम यहीं बैठे रहेंगे फिर पूरी रात
देखिए मेरे हिसाब से भागीदारी होनी चाहिए एक पार्टनरशिप होनी चाहिए और ये जो पार्टनरशिप है ऐसा ना हो कि जैसे बिजनेस में बोलते हैं ना स्लीपिंग पार्टनर एक पार्टनर मतलब थोड़ा कम काम करते हैं और वो भागीदारी बराबर की नहीं होती. तो मेरा ये मानना है कि it's not about being a man's world, it's not about being a woman's world. I feel it needs to be a partnership where both the man and the woman who are partners in life need to be able to contribute equally and more importantly step in to ease the other person's burden. So मान लीजिए मेरे हिस्से का काम है, बैंक का काम है और कुछ फाइनेंशियल पेपर्स का काम है. किसी कारण से अगर मैं नहीं कर पाती हूँ तो इसका मतलब ये नहीं कि वो काम सफर हो. My husband should have that sort of a partnership attitude that he steps in and says, okay, you know, you're struggling right now because you're busy with something, I'll help you. So I think it should be a partnership. It should not be about sort of trying to be on top or one-upmanship. In my opinion, it should be a partnership.
There is this village in Johar that I just set up a women's center, okay? So there were 10 sewing machines we set up there for the women to start earning money when they were. And I heard something from a man there, which I don't think I have heard from any man in my entire life. It's the most intelligent thing I have ever heard any human say. We were inaugurating the center, and the man whose wife was one of the women who was going to be sewing. So I said, how do you feel? You know, your woman is going to start working. And you know what he said? He said, listen, I get all my power from my wife. So if she is empowered, imagine how much power extra I'm going to get. Imagine that. Yeah, it's the most intelligent. This is what, once again I say, when people think that people in villages are not educated, but the most intelligent things I've ever heard in my life have been from villages, from men who are so liberal, it baffles me. So I think that it's you know, I couldn't have said it any better, like he said. It was just amazing, yeah.
I think I'll go with what Gul and Sapna both said. Of course, with the fact that we would like a partnership and we would like the men to empower us, but I believe that we live extremely privileged lives. हमें बहुत ज़्यादा चीज़ें बहुत आसानी से मिल गई हैं. अगर हम एक्चुअल इंडिया को देखें या बहुत सारी दुनिया में बहुत सारी जगहों को देखें, हमें बहुत सारी चीज़ें बहुत आसानी से मिल गई जो हम अपना हक समझ कर चलते हैं, जैसा कि होना चाहिए. लेकिन बहुत सारे ऐसे घर हैं जहाँ पर लड़कियों को ऐसा महसूस किया जाता है, जहाँ पर बोला जाता है हम तुम्हें पढ़ने तो दे रहे हैं, हम तुम्हें काम करने तो दे रहे हैं, जो आपके बेटे को आप हक से देते हैं वो आप अपनी बेटी को एक एहसान मानकर क्यों देते हैं. So I think that is what needs to change, that fathers need to treat their kids equally. Husbands need to understand that if they go to work and their wives go to work, the burden is the same. Don't think कि अरे तुम काम कर रही हो पर घर संभालना तो तुम्हारा ही काम है. No, it's both their jobs. If she is partnering up with him to say no, life is expensive and we should both bring home an income pool, then life at home is equally demanding and the husband must stand up and say, listen, you don't need to take care of everything alone. I'm here. And there's a very beautiful advertisement which has been playing recently about share the load. I don't know if aap sabne dekhi hai ki nahi, but it's a beautiful ad in which it's from the father's point of view where he says ki tum sab kaam karti ho, kapde bhi tum hi dhoti ho, and I wish I had stepped in and helped your mother, because then you would have understood that it's a two-person's job. But because your husband saw only his mama do it, he thinks that my wife should do it. Now because your daughter will see you do it, she will do it. And it's a self-perpetuating cycle. That needs to stop. That is what men need to do. That's where men need to step in. And even in the most liberated households, it has to be emphasized enough that my daughter and my son are the same. In every way, they are the same. If that happens, we'll have the world that Gul is talking about, where everything is a partnership. Right now, it still is a man's world, where very few women who are at par with the men, but it still is a man's world, and that really must change. Yes, it is. Even in cities, trust me, all of us are reminded every now and then that aap aurat hain.
I was just reminded on Twitter because there was this, the administration in Chandigarh has, while regulating the restaurants and life and nightlife of Chandigarh, they've made a sort of a diktat which of course has been misinterpreted in the media as a short skirt ban. It's actually even vaguer term. It says scantily clad or indecently dressed women. And that's what the administration of Chandigarh, through its nodal committee on regulating nightlife in Chandigarh, has actually said. And my problem with that is, let women decide where they dress, how they dress. While convention may say that you wear a certain kind of clothing in the gym, a certain kind of clothing in the pool, a certain kind of clothing to sleep in at night, the state has no business telling you what to wear. And yes, I did have my fair share of misogynistic attacks, including, why don't you go in your birthday suit? What does it have to do with the state deciding what to wear? So, the point is that misogyny is so deep rooted. The sense of patriarchy, where you are letting women do. हमारे घर तो भाई बहुत liberated है, हम लड़कियों को काम करने देते हैं, आप कौन है वो हक देने वाले? वो हक मतलब वो एक जैसा श्रुति ने कहा, आप ऐसे बोल रहे हैं कि आप वो हक एक एहसान के तरीके से दे रहे हैं. It's not. And I find it really amazing when I hear very, very liberal, very emancipated men in cities who say, my wife and I are equals, I let her work. Let her work. It's her decision. It always needs to be her decision. So that's the point. I think that it all boils down to eventually.
बिल्कुल, it's true. And
बिल्कुल
हम तो याद रखते हैं, आदमी भूल जाते हैं, हमें तो याद रखता है, अच्छी तरह से याद रहता है.
रोज रिमाइंडर मिलते हैं.
From the very beginning, women make the world go round. वो नहीं हो तो फिर आदमी अपने हक और अपने एहसान लेकर अंदर ही बैठे रहेंगे, उनको बाहर आने का मौका नहीं मिलने वाला.
But I think this is where we start, and this is why Zoya has these panels on and on. I was just telling Sapna about this, that we've had several of these. And the reason is because we believe that dialogue and debate and conversations like this lead to a lot of change at a certain level. So thank you so much for being part of our panel today. It's been an honor to have you. It's been delightful to have this conversation. And we have a treat for all of you. I am going to apologize formally to all my guests at the back. We are going to find a way to address this for our future panel. But one thing we do have today, we have two treats for you. One is that we have a demonstration of Daphne. We have two promoters here who can help you, show you how the brush, how to use the brush. And then of course, it's up to you. So if you'd like to try Daphne and see this, actually feel what this revolution is all about, please go ahead and try it. And also, there is Zoya's new collection, which is Zoya's Masterpieces, which has been just launched. It is available for you to see. So we do invite you to please browse through it and please join us for tea. So thank you so much. I want to invite Jeet to just come up and thank the panel. Could we have the photographers up for a photo op, please? Sorry. Yeah. Could we have the photographers up for a photo op, please? Ajay? It's Tresmart. Ajay, can you come up? So much. I invite you. Please join us downstairs for tea.
Close up, right? You know the close up.
can use it to just check yourself out and be selfie ready. We're always selfie ready with that video. It's got a mirror. I've seen these. I mean, they're very sort of traditional.
Here comes.
Okay, just up. That in one line? Yeah, I think Sapna should come and looking at the earrings.
No, 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 it's right.
Some black to break up. Yes, black to break up the color. Come.
Just with no branding. That's all. Thank you so much.
हाँ हाँ
Keep the bikes down.
इनसे सवाल पूछिए, ये जा रही है।
मैम यहीं पे करा दीजिए ना बैकड्रॉप है पीछे
तो सवाल कौन पूछ रहा है? सब एक साथ पूछेंगे सवाल? अच्छा मतलब एक सवाल
या 20 सवाल जो 80s के बच्चे हैं वो इसका आंसर जानते हैं।
हाँ सॉरी okay
Well, a woman on the go for me is somebody who's doing many things. I'll start again with now there's silence. A woman on the go today is someone who's doing everything. She's running a house. She probably works, and if she doesn't, then she's doing something at home. Running a house in itself is a very very big, tall order, big and tall order, and she's somebody who wants to make the most of her time, and at the same time she doesn't stop thinking about herself, you know, in that whole bigger picture. So she does remember herself. She's not somebody who puts herself on the lowest priority. She's somebody who celebrates herself and doesn't stop to obsess about herself either. Everything's in one day. Yes.
I think for a single woman, which is me, I think it becomes even more difficult because there's nobody to share the load. You get 5 cats like I did, but they don't seem to share the load either. So I think it's the same. You wake up and you do everything. So whatever it has to be, you have to do it in such a way that you don't really explode and take so much on. So it has to be, you can't be sitting and grooming yourself like all day long, and you cannot be working so much also that you kill yourself. So balance, to me, is the key to everything.
For me, a woman on the go is basically someone who wears a lot of hats on top of really nicely blow-dried hair.
Always.
And well, I wouldn't say it's effortless because it does take a huge toll and it does get a little excessive, but it feels great that, you know, you can impact so many lives at once and look like $1 million while you do it.
What do you think about the key and ka concept? I mean, you think it will rise in Indian future?
I'm sorry, I haven't seen the film.
Yeah.
Well, it's
That the
about
guy is
role
doing
reversals.
everything in his house and the woman is working outside.
So it's the, you know, that there is it's not that unheard of. There is a lot of cultures in the world that actually have men who don the hat of a homemaker and the woman is the primary breadwinner. And I think it's more prevalent in the West simply because I think from childhood the children there are taught to participate in household chores since they don't have house help like the third world does. So right from the very beginning, the kids are raised on an equal footing where the boys and the girls have to help their mom or their dad do the dishes, or it is to do laundry or pick out the garbage. So it's something that's not that alien a concept to them. They're used to seeing their dads and moms do exactly the same work. For us, it seems like something that is so novel because हम सबको आदत है कि घर तो मम्मा ही संभालेंगी, पापा सिर्फ शाम को आके बैठेंगे 2 घंटे खेलेंगे और फिर मम्मा खाना लगाएंगी, मम्मा किचन साफ करेंगी और मम्मी सो जाएंगी. So for us to suddenly imagine कि अरे वाह मम्मा काम पे जा रही हैं and papa's going to do all this work seems very very novel, but it isn't. And maybe the only way to set the record straight is to make sure that kids do work right from the time that they're little kids, so that when they grow up, there is no such notion that a house is only run by a woman and work is only done by a man. So maybe we can adopt it.
So do you think that it will rise in Indian future?
I don't know, perhaps. I unfortunately, I'm not in a position to say anything retrospectively because हमारी life में ऐसा कुछ हुआ नहीं. But having said that, I think from the very beginning, my brother and I were always taught that whether my mom stayed at home or my mom went to work, she was just as responsible in our upbringing and in making sure that we were well educated, well dressed, well fed, just like our dad was. So I have to say that I've had that kind of upbringing.
but it's a tall order for the population of India to wrap their head around it, but who knows, one can live in hope. Thank you very much. Thank you, everybody. Thank you. Thank you.
You have time for tea? Let's quickly grab a gum.
For your new show, Max.
No, I'm sorry. नहीं, sorry. विश नहीं हो पाएगा इसके आज के मुद्दे को बात करो